Don't attach yourself to anything you can't walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner. For those of you who aren't familiar, that was a very famous quote by Robert De Niro in the 1995 movie Heat. Not only is this a badass quote, but this is actually a very serious concept that you should thoroughly understand. Mastering detachment is a skill, an ability that you should master and learn to implement into your mindset, as this will carry you a lot further in life. And I'll give you my reasons why. But before I get to that, if this is your first time tuning in, I would like to personally welcome you to the Apex Society. This is not only a channel, but a place dedicated to teaching men to be the best versions of themselves and improving their mindset through my philosophy on discipline, on structure, and on a higher standard in today's modern dynamics. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Please, you know the vibes, get comfortable, come on in, have a seat, pour yourself a drink, let's talk about it. The power of detachment is not about being cold, pretending that you don't care. This is a skill, an ability, a mindset that you need to develop. Allowing yourself to get attached to anything or anyone only can hold you back. It can only make you a weaker man. Mastering detachment, though, is something that can take up to years to do. Either that, or if you're lucky enough, you could learn this as a side effect of your own lived experience, your own life here on this planet. I happen to be the latter. I'll give you a little short story about me. In my youth, my father was in the military. This meant relocating and moving and changing locations constantly throughout my entire life from ages 0 years old to 12 years old. I was constantly leaving friendships behind, leaving relationships behind, leaving my entire life behind, packing up, moving to somewhere completely different and starting a brand new life. This was normal as a military kid, something that I naturally adapted to. But as I've gotten older, I've started to realize how truly valuable this mindset is. And I wanted to share this with you. This happens to be the core principle of my entire philosophy here in the Apex Society. The power of detachment. Having the ability to detach makes you emotionally strong and more productive. You see, this detachment thing that I speak of can be closely related or compared to this abundance mindset term that's popular now. Now, while this idea may reflect some abundance posture, I want to be absolutely clear on this. When I say this is not about some ego or pride thing, this is not an emotional game playing tool, this is not pretending that you don't care about something or someone. No. The power of detachment, of true detachment, is purely that in of itself. The ability to walk away from anything at any given time, depending on the circumstances that affect you in your life. You should never, as a man, get too attached to anything or anyone. I have seen personally people's lives, reputations, respect get completely battered and ruined over their inability to detach from something and allowing something that they were attached to or someone they were attached to completely consume them, to influence their behavior, what they think, what they say, what they do. Does that sound like someone who's emotionally strong to you? So again, this is not about an ego or a pride thing or any abundance mindset. This is about your peace and your productivity. When you have the power to detach, you are taking full control of your life. As an apex man, you need to always be on the move. You need to always be elevating because competition is stiff. Your opponents are not sleeping, They're not waiting around. They're not letting other things distract them and slow them down. And neither should you. You need to be constantly chasing your next goal, constantly trying to complete the mission. If you allow yourself to get attached to something and things go left, and you don't know how to conquer that attachment with detachment, you will suffer the consequences. Now, maybe you haven't undergone anything as drastic as I have in my life, in my experience, but you may want to learn this skill. And you might ask, how can I start? Well, it's just like any other skill. It requires practice. Here's what I want you to do. Find whatever you believe that you're dependent on or something you may have an attachment to, an object, something like that, right? Go without it for some time. If you can go, let's say you play video games, put that PlayStation up for 2 weeks. If you can go 2 weeks, you could do 2 more, that's a month. If you could do 1 month out of 12, you can do half a year. Add 5 more months. If you could do 6 months, you could do a year. And if you can do a year, you're detached. When it comes to people, you need to be able to detach from anybody. Do never let yourself get too attached to any one individual. I don't care who it is. I'm serious. Friend, family, parents, sibling, girlfriend, wife, your children. Yes, you can never be too attached to anyone or anything, period. As apex men, we cannot afford to have anything slow us down. External forces are external forces. We control what we can and we control what we're attached to. We can't control what others do. For example, let's say you're in a relationship. Let's say the broad straight up ghosts you and you deeply loved her and you had a severe attachment to her. I'm not telling you you can't feel some way about it. I'm not telling you to not have a moment to process things. You're human. You're not a robot. You're most likely not a psychopath. You're going to feel things. Everyone does. This is fine. What I'm saying is you need to feel it, process it, and you need to have the ability to move on as quickly as you possibly can. For some, it could be within the same week. For some of you heartless bastards, it could be within the same day. But for some less trained minds, this could take up to years for certain people to move on past. I've explained to you why this is weak. This will only slow you down. This will only derail you from your mission, from your purpose in this life. We can't afford that. At the end of the day, detachment isn't about pretending you don't care or becoming heartless and ice cold. A man who is grounded in himself can still appreciate things without becoming dependent upon them. He can fall in love without losing himself. He can enjoy success without letting it consume him. Because if life shifted and everything went left the next day, he remained solid because his foundation was never built on anything temporary to begin with. So stay disciplined, stay sharp, and stay apex.